You're gay. Hello and welcome back, Ravers. This is season 4, episode 4 of Gay Rave, and I am the Gabby L. We have so much to talk about. First of all, voting day is today. I know that I'm recording this atypically on a Tuesday instead of a Monday. I'm going through something. Please don't judge me. So it is Tuesday, November 4th when I am recording this. It is the ass crack of dawn. I have this most delicious coffee ever. It's called something from Hungry Ghost, and I can't wait. Voting was so much fun. I voted at like the Brooklyn Library, and it was incredible. So gorgeous in there. I literally love being around my libs and my snowflakes. Every time I was walking, I was like looking at the beautiful trees, crisp fall morning, all my libs with their voting stickers. It made me so happy. Like, it was just such a gorgeous day. And I don't know, maybe I'm just like feeling some sense of hope recently. Like seeing the marathon and seeing the Halloween parade just makes me so happy to see people like gathering and enjoying themselves. Something about it. Something about it. Also, some breaking news. Dick Cheney died. We got him. Dying on the morning of the New York City mayoral election when a Muslim socialist is about to be elected just feels serendipitous. Is that too generous? I don't know. He literally couldn't live until the end of the day or tomorrow to see it happen. And that makes me smile and giggle a little bit. Okay. So, other good things in current events. Congrats to the Dodgers on winning the World Series. Honestly, it made me want to watch baseball. Almost nothing could make me want. Like, I was being a cool girl for a while when I was a Red Sox fan in college. And even growing up, like my guy friends were like Red Sox fans. So, like, I would generally be in the know. But now I sort of gave up. And now I'm a Mets fan because I don't want to be a part of like the establishment. As a New Yorker, like you either are born into a Yankees or Mets household or you ultimately have to make the decision on who you want your enemy to be. And I feel like the Mets are sort of the underdogs. And so I choose them. I choose Clark. Okay. So congrats to the Dodgers. It actually seemed really interesting. And for baseball, that is a really big feat, really a lot to overcome. Okay, just generally the nature of the game is not set out to be exciting. So that seems really interesting. Made me want to watch it. Watch the highlights. Was worth it. I'll add the highlights in the show notes in case you want to watch with me too. Also, I want to give a gigantic, humongous shout out to Raver Grace on finishing the New York Marathon. Could not be more proud and excited for Grace. She slash her, a marathon finisher at the age of 35 plus. It was incredible to watch her. I, as I mentioned, ran the marathon in 2021, and just watching her live it for the first time was so inspiring, so incredible. She did such an amazing job. She had wonderful family all along the route, and she just did an absolutely killer job. So, congratulations to you, Grace, and happy 6-year anniversary to our wife, Kate. So, I know I said I did the New York Marathon, but I'm not mentioning that I actually have done 2 marathons. So the first marathon I did, I said, years ago, I was like, I'll only do one in my life because it's going to be torturous. And it is, obviously. It's a marathon. So what I did, I think I was probably 23, 24 at the time. I looked around the country and the world for the best medals and the best prizes for any marathon. So I told myself, if I'm going to do one, it's going to be a good one. And I need the best, absolute best hardware that I could find. And I found it in the most unlikely of places, and that is Little Rock, Arkansas. The Little Rock Marathon has the sickest medal every single year because who wants to go to Little Rock? Like, I get that it's like Bill Clinton's presidential museum is there, but that's about it. It's like 2 city blocks. All right. So this was right after my boyfriend and I broke up. Me, my sister, my mother, and I all went to Little Rock, Arkansas so I could run this godforsaken fucking marathon. And I think I did it, 5.5 hours ish. A lot of hills, didn't look up the course, trained for way too long or not enough. Hard to say, hard to say. And felt like shit, obviously. But this medal, I shit you not, is like 1 square foot large. Like, they almost made me check the bag because it was like a blunt weapon on the airplane coming home. It's glow in the dark, it's sparkly, and it was a space race odyssey was the theme. So it's all like aliens and UFOs. It's just so sick. I got to post a photo of it. And so every year they release the theme and they release the metal design, and that's the pole. It's like a truly 1 square foot, gigantic, very heavy metal that is completely ornate and so beautiful. So that's why I did it. And absolutely zero regrets. Now I have this amazing medal. Didn't think I'd do a second one, but moved to New York and had my heart broken and needed something to do. Okay. And that's what's important about running marathons. You either are scared of mortality, you had your heart broken, or you're bored. And that's period. So next, we're gonna talk about Halloween weekend because it finally happened. Halloween on a Friday, pretty clutch. But by the time we got to Friday, I was already gassed, I fear. And also, fuck you to the shipping gods who made my shit delayed. Not fuck you to the workers who are working so hard, working overtime to deliver all of us little yuppies their packages every single day. Okay, so not fuck you to them. Fuck you to the actual shipping gods, and always fuck you to Amazon and Daddy Bezos. Okay. So we started with bingo on Tuesday. I did not receive my Alvin and the Chipmunk shirt in the mail yet. So didn't have a shirt, didn't have a hat, but did have a chipmunk onesie. So I had a chipmunk onesie in a dream, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. So wore the onesie. I brought like a red shirt that I could put under or over to just like signal that I was Alvin. And it didn't really work. So I put like a sexy crop top over the chipmunk onesie to be like a yesified Alvin. But unfortunately, people did think that I was Bucky of Bucky's fame. So that's not something that I was really thinking about. We got Squirrel as well, Squirrel, because squirrels are somehow important enough for me to make in my costume. Are you kidding? Do you have any idea how many songs the Alvin and the Chipmunks lore have? They have entire current songs. They have Lady Gaga. They have Bad Romance. They have Uptown Funk. Alvin and the Chipmunks and the Chipettes have like actual hits. It's not just Funky Town. All right. I'm gonna need you to go. I'm gonna put the playlist in in the show notes. I need you to go take a listen. And also, if you YouTube any song and put it in chipmunk voice, you can get any song you want. Not to make it seem like I'm more of a stan than I am, because I am a normal person, but it's more entertaining than you think. That's all I'm gonna say. So bingo was amazing. People dressed up. It was very, very special, very, very wonderful. But most of all, I held this event because I did want to remind people that Julianne Hough, who is the sister in the sister brother dancing duo on Dancing with the Stars, her and her brother Derek are judges now. Like they're usually pro dancers and now they're judges on that show. So I essentially held this event, and in a pop quiz portion of it, I did ask who is the person who in 2013 did blackface to perform the costume Crazy Eyes from Orange is the New Black? And the answer is Julianne Hough. And I held this event so that way we could raise more awareness, because I feel like she's kind of getting off the hook for this and people are forgetting, but I didn't forget. And so go take a look at the show notes and I'll post it on Instagram, obviously. Okay. Saw some amazing costumes at Queerioke. Shout out my co host, Desi. And want to specifically call out Rebby as a pillow princess, wore a pillowcase with a crown. Absolutely iconic costume. Second, Becca and Summer as Cozy, full on like mattress level size and kept wrapping up Summer. So like Becca was like a large mattress, and then Summer kept sort of like being wrapped up in her blanket. Amazing couples costume. I myself was a My World 2.0 Justin Bieber, and uncanny. People actually didn't know who I was. Not to say that I am really good at wigs and really good at costumes, but Sam of Patty and Sam Relationship and Friendship with me said, I actually didn't know that was you until halfway to the event. And I said, how? I was giving thickness, I was giving pear shape, and nothing about me was different. My personality was generally as obnoxious as usual. Don't know how that happened. So I was matching with Jack Blues Bieber because Haley and Justin Bieber did dress up their one child named Jack Blues. Yeah. hmm Up as a young Justin Bieber. And so in that way, we are on the same plane mentally. And that makes me feel good and bad. Good and bad. Okay. Other things that happened this Halloween weekend, I fucking missed Zoran Mamdani at Mood Ring, and that's gonna piss me off. I did reach out to the LGBTQs for Zoran, obviously, because I wanted merch for my events, and they were like, it's early voting right now, right? Like, that the election's in like 3 days. I was like, yes. And and they're like, we know you're already voting for him. They didn't say that, but like in my head, they were sort of like, it's early voting, and we need to like give these to people who like might not actually be voting for him and not people we've already secured. And in that way, they're right. Okay. Other amazing costumes. I want to shout out like certain celebrity costumes this year. We need to give credit where credit is due. First of all, Chloe Bailey as Foxy Cleopatra, perfection. Looked incredible. Also, somebody in Brooklyn did Cynthia Erivo's nail. Like they dressed up as a one of Cynthia Erivo's acrylic nails from the Wicked press tour. I fucking love gay people. They're so funny and different and interesting. Okay. And then obviously shout out to Demi Lovato, who went as Poot Lovato, because we were already praising her for trying to have a better sense of humor, and here she goes. She does it again. I did think her like live action Poot was a little scarier than the original, but overall, good for you, Demi. Way to reclaim. Okay. Other current events. Me talking about one current event, Dick Cheney died. The other is going to be that the Netherlands just have a new PM and he's hot and gay. Okay. So this guy's name is Rob Jetten. He's 38 years old and he is on course to become the Netherlands' youngest prime minister. And the best part about this guy is that his slogan, Het kan wel, is their version of Yes We Can, borrowed from Obama. Listen, gay people, we are not here to reinvent the wheel. We are here to make the wheel turn. We are here to make the wheel function, make the wheel better. That's all I have to say. Listen, people don't forget. I'm living for it. So not only is he hot and young, but he's dating this male athlete who's 9 years his junior. And I know I'm weird about this. So his fiance, this other gay, Nicolas Keenan, he's 28, 29 years old, bisexual field hockey player. Hello. And he's going to become the fucking first gentleman of the Netherlands. I am living. So, first openly gay PM in the country's history, has a sexy, hot field hockey playing bisexual fiance, and they're going to make history. And they're biting off of Obama's shit. Iconic, 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 down the line, right? Everything. I'm voting iconic down the line. All right. So the gag about Nico, the fiance, is that he was born in Buenos Aires and he's lived in Europe since he was a child, but he's been playing for Buenos Aires in the Olympics, representing the Argentina national team in Tokyo and in Paris, actually, for field hockey. Isn't that so cool? So he lost the Tokyo Olympics, actually. This is actually such a gag. All these years ago, he's like in his 20s, just a kid, lost the Tokyo Olympics. His parents divorced. He ended the relationship with his girlfriend. And then he met Rob Jetten, 9 years his senior, politician. They're together. They launched their relationship in 23. They're engaged in 24. And now they're going to be Mr. and Mr. Their love story, it's a love story. The way that moment when you break up with your girlfriend, lose the Olympics, your parents get divorced, and then you find love. Listen, three wrongs do make a right sometimes. That makes me so happy for them. So shout out to Rob Jetten, the new first ever gay PM in the Netherlands, and his really hot, sexy fiance. All right, moving on. Rave reviews. We have to talk about Lily Allen. Lily Allen put out this new divorce album and it could not be better. Listen, I am not really somebody who is going to gas, but it is good. I am not even going to lie. It is so good. It's called A West End Girl. So living their New York fantasy. And she was married slash might still residually be married to David Harbour, who is Hopper from Stranger Things. Stranger Things, which, little known fact, still airing. And by still airing, I mean their final season. I think it's airing now. I think it's finally done. Remember when everyone was dressed up as 11 like 10 years ago and how they're all adults and she's married and adopting a child now? Remember that? So yes, this man is of Stranger Things fame. I know he's from other things. Don't fucking get me started. I know he's in other things. You know I don't know actors. Okay? You know I'm not good at actors. So she's been with him for quite a long time. And apparently, right, like he wanted an open marriage. He was cheating on her. And she wrote this album in such like real time. It's 14 songs. She said she wrote this in 13 days. Like she wrote, sang, they produced it and got it out within 2 weeks. Okay, she had some shit to say, and there is so much tea in it. The fact that they are both public figures and that there are sort of these like moments in time where we had these insights into their relationships, like interviews on the red carpet, like all this content to look back at, architectural digest tours. It references like the Pussy Palace. One of her songs is one of his places that she found like a butt plug and like chains and whips and stuff in a Dwayne Reed bag at his apartment. Come on, David. A Dwayne Reed bag. Nothing's more suspicious than a Dwayne Reed bag, I'm gonna be so honest. And I didn't know Lily Allen's game. I'm gonna be honest, wasn't very familiar. I knew her from Smile because I worked at a credit union and they played Smile a lot because it's light rock, obviously. 99.9, light rock. 99.1, PLR. Was listening to that all day and night, aka bank hours, all day and day. And then that song like Fuck You, not the CeeLo Green version. Okay. So she wrote this album and it is quite good. I am not going to lie, it feels like too real. The fact that these people are both public figures and we can go back and reference some points in their relationship based on the things that she's saying in these songs. Oh my God, raw and emotional. Lily Allen, tens across the board for me. I will be continuing to listen. I will be giving you those streams, and I encourage everyone to give her those streams. And also to look back at some of like the shady interviews that they were doing and to probably send all of the pain in the world and give it to David Harbour. Okay. They have children. She's like, now I'm like my in my late 30s, my 40s with multiple kids, and now I've got to sort of like restart. Come on. Don't piss me off. Okay. Moving on. Grave reviews. So I found out something that I actually didn't know. And it's that Grimes and Elon had a third kid together back in like 2023. She had that one kid, XAI, XXI, or whatever. The one that's all letters. Just like a string of letters. All right. AI couldn't even come up with that. Like, if you were like, just like pick a random name based on like a couple of letters. I mean, like, imagine putting this on a Scrabble board, how many points you'd get. Like, look at all the X's. There's like 4 X's in it. Okay. Multiple special characters. Try putting that on a Scantron. I think about this all the time. People who want to like get fancy, get all spicy with the names with their children. We used to have to bubble names in on a Scantron. My first and last name have like 9 and 10 letters in it. I am bubbling for an eternity. I didn't even start the SAT until 20 minutes later when I was done bubbling in my entire first and last name. So I am jealous of people with like short, very understandable names. These special character shits, you're lucky we live in the age we live in. Why do you think Elon's doing all this shit he's doing with AI and technology? It's because his kids can't write his name on a fucking Scantron sheet. It's not able. He had to create other methods in order for them to test. Okay, because their name cannot be recognized in a Scantron. That's why he's doing what he's doing. So this woman, fucking Grimes, an incredible artist, I'll have you know, and a weird person, real name Claire, had their first child, I think it was like back in 2020. And then they had another one via surrogate, which I did know about. And that one's name is Exadark Sidereal Musk. I know some of those words. Okay. And then they had this third kid. So the second and third kids, I think, are by surrogate. And she was probably 35 when she had her last kid. Now she's 37. And the last kid's name is Techno Mechanicus. Techno, first name, middle name Mechanicus, third name Musk. Insane. All right. So the way that she's building an army of alternatives needs to be studied and will be. And it will be me. Okay. My favorite activity is to go back. Grimes did this video where it's like my food diary. And she did this video where she talked about her pregnancy cravings. And first of all, she looks like Yentl in the video. She's like has braids in her hair and they're sort of like spun to 2 buns on the side of her head. And she's wearing like a purple gown looking sort of thing. So she's giving Yentl and talking about like the most psychotic foods you could ever imagine. And so one day I want to recreate it, all of her weirdo recipes for everyone on YouTube, but I just don't have the stomach power to be doing that right now. So I'll wait until I have a stronger stomach. But the article is amazing. The video is so good. They're like, sometimes she likes a simple bowl of Raisin Bran. And other time, she has a twist on buttered toast, which involves melting butter on a plate and soaking the toast in liquid fat rather than simply spreading some on the toast bread. So she says, like, Yeah, she'll put like a stick of butter on a plate in the microwave. It melts. Then she toasts a piece of bread, and then she just like puts the bread in the melted butter and soaks it, and will put like jam on it sometimes and just eat it like that. And the thought of that makes me feel uncomfortable. The wet bread is making me feel kind of uncomfortable. And then she starts talking about like she used to be a vegan, and then pregnancy cravings made her want cow's milk for the first time in 20 years. And I just like, I know I've never had a pregnancy craving and I've never been pregnant, but like, is it true? How can your body assess that it's cow's milk that you want? Women are so amazing. Honestly, I can't even believe it. Like, people who have to experience pregnancy, uterus owners, I just, all flowers to you. Tens down the line for you too. Okay, Lily Allen and you and that gay from the Netherlands. All right. So she said she would like make up culinary creations. She's like, she calls it couscous sludge, and so she just like does couscous and then puts it with mayo and sriracha and vegetables and celery, and she just eats it like that. And she's just couscous sludge. So incredible. I was in the grocery store the other day, and they actually have a product called mush. This is the level of dystopian we are in right now. Okay. So she also said that she like will eat tomatoes with avocado and nutritional yeast. And I was like, that's the most normal thing we've got. Something from a garden. I don't fucking know. Give your kids something. Give extronica something. Okay. Some nutritional value. All right. Oh my God. It reminds me. I had this. So my roommate in college, her name was Julie. She was an equestrian. She was so fucking funny. But when we moved into an apartment, she was really nervous to get rid of her meal plan because she didn't really know how to cook. So she used to make this thing called like the Julie special. And it would just be pasta with a can of Rotel tomatoes and jalapenos. And I I don't want I don't want you to think like, oh, that sounds like fine. Like if you just add the right amount of things, like that seems like totally normal and fine. Like she'd strain the water from the pasta, and like no salt, pepper, butter, like sauce or anything. Like the can would go in. I'm pretty sure like with all the juices from the can. So like pasta's hot, can's cold, and she'd just be eating it raw. That's Julie special. So that's where we were at in college. And that's not even a college kid thing. Like at least I was making a chicken Caesar wrap every other day. I don't know. I do not speak for her, but I wanted you to know that an adult woman was doing that. Okay. Moving on. Can I say something? And I am going to yell. I just want you to know that I am going to yell because I'm going to be ranting about showers. And I don't mean that I don't shower my head enough. I don't mean how often you're showering. I mean the experience of the shower. It can make or break your day, your week, even in a hotel, an apartment, a home, you know? And that is so important. So when I looked at this apartment back in what, August, I want to say, typically when I look at an apartment, I try to turn on the faucet and the shower to see what the water pressure is all about. But there were so many people here and I need to get to a Liberty game, so I didn't do that. And I didn't even really assess the shower situation. So here's what it's all about. It's a raised tub. So it's like a, you know, not like as fancy as a clawfoot tub, but it's like a raised tub. So every time I get in and get out, I'm already a fall risk. Okay, already a fall risk. And if you turn on, like, there's three knobs, left is hot, right is cold, middle knob is like whether it's the bathtub type or the shower type. Okay, so every time you turn on the hot water, just like the slightest bit, it comes out boiling hot. How is it already that hot? Like typically water needs to warm up, not this water. This water is boiling in the basement as we speak, waiting for you to turn that dial. Okay. So it comes out boiling hot, and then the knob itself becomes scalding hot. So you can't even touch it, turn it down, turn it up or down. So at this point now, body covered in burns, body being boiled alive like a lobster, being boiled by the water, hand burning off, third-degree burns on my fingertips. No more fingerprints. People are gonna think I'm a fucking criminal. So the whole time you're like sort of fucking with the cold knob. Every time I'm showering, all I'm doing is like turning the cold knob up and down to ensure that I have like at least some warmth, but not too much warmth that I'm burning myself, to create a temperature that you can actually enter in to the stream of water. Something else I didn't mention. I said it was a raised tub. Okay, great. But the shower nozzle is on the wall, so it's like in the middle of the tub. It's not like kitty corner. You know how showers are typically like at the long end is the shower head. Like if you're thinking of a long dining table, there are two heads of the table. That's where the shower head would typically be. Wrong again. Wrong again. My shower head is in the dead center of the table, meaning that left or right, there's absolutely nowhere to go. The spray zone of the water is the entire radius of the tub itself. So there is nowhere to hide. There are no corners to go. There is no other side of the shower that you can go to like shave your legs, shave your armpits, hide from the stream. Absolutely not. So now you're in this unavoidable stream of hot water. The nozzle is scalding hot. You can't move it again. And there's nowhere for you to go. Did I mention the tub is a peninsula in a way, in that one side of the tub, one of the long sides is on the wall, and the other three sides are therefore exposed, meaning that I need a shower curtain to cover three sides of a fucking tub. The rod for the shower curtain goes around three sides of the tub. So two short sides, one long side. So I'm measuring it. I get a shower curtain initially, doesn't even cover half of it, half my bathroom covered in water. First shower I take, amazing. I tried to like put garbage bags up, didn't work. All right. So I custom order one. I go on the internet, I measure it out. I was like, okay, I need a 15-foot shower curtain in order to cover all three sides. I get the first shower curtain. It is 15 feet long and not wide. Why? Who has a 15-foot tall shower rod? Jesus fucking Christ. So I have to take that one back. And then I had to get a 15-foot wide shower curtain, and it still leaves like a foot or two on the side. So either half my sink or half my toilet gets soaked every time I turn it on. Because the 15-foot shower curtain, 15 foot in width, does not even go around and complete the entire three sides of the tub itself, and therefore there is some part that is always getting a little bit wet. So either way, I'm here now and I'm paying too much and this is my life. Maybe the new shower head I ordered will help, but I just needed to get that off my chest. Shower can make or break your experience. I already barely shower my head twice a week, three times a week, maybe, if you're lucky, now that I learned how to do my hair and diffuse it nice. But Jesus Christ, they really do not make it easy. They do not. And listen, I shower in between. My body gets showered every single day. I'm talking about hair only. All right. And don't even start with me. All right. Don't start with me. Next, and don't worry, we're almost done, is I'm sorry. To the poor girl at Bingo, who had tea. So she had tea on the breakup of Stud Country. If you are from this area, if you are gay, and if you like line dancing, you know about Stud Country. Stud Country, I think, originated in LA and now it's in New York. Stud Country was like where all the gays went to go line dancing, country line dancing. I went a couple months ago. And so apparently there's tea that they broke it up from just Stud Country, like the owners who had it broke it up into Stud Country and something called scuffs. Like, you're scuffing your boots. Okay. So this girl comes in and she says that she has this tea. And of course, I'm harassing her about it. And I'm like, let's go. Let's hear it. What's it all about? So she's like, no, no, I'm being shy. I'm being shy. And of course, I'm sitting here like, we've got to do something about this. It's not a big enough crowd where you're going to like get in trouble. And not for nothing, I kept telling the same exact joke, which if you know one thing about me, I'm going to be telling the same exact joke. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, it's like the Hannah Montana movie, in that when she revealed her identity to everybody at that concert and then she did the climb, no one ever told on her. Like, it was a full audience of people and everyone just like kept her secret. And so in that room, that's the energy. Like, if you tell us the tea about Stud Country and Scuffs, we will not tell your secret because we are a la the Hannah Montana movie. And she finally, felt really brave. And she told us like essentially the owners just split up into like an LA and New York version. And the new Scuffs version, I think, is more like beginner friendly, and Stud Country might be a little bit more advanced. And that's what I got from that. And that's what we did. And unfortunately, I'm breaking that promise by telling all of you now, but there's only 100 of you, so how bad could this be? Don't blow up my spot. This is like Hannah Montana revealing her identity in the country, singing the climb, and then putting her wig back on and being Hannah Montana. No one told her secret. At least that's how I remember it. I don't totally know. I was too old to continue watching Hannah Montana, and I don't really know how that ended. So, here nor there. Song of the week, I have a couple. First of all, Lily Allen, Beg for Me. Very good. Go off, Lily Allen. I got to give a shout out to my costume, Justin Bieber. One time, I know I did Baby. Didn't do One Less Lonely Girl. That's actually kind of an L. And then I think me and because lesbians are built in a way and look exactly like Bieber from the My World tour, I was not the only Justin Bieber dressed that way, even at my own event. Devastating L. So we did As Long as You Love Me together. The two Justin Biebers dressed exactly the same. You know, these Brooklyn lesbians, they all have that haircut, and I'm out here wearing a wig like a fucking phony. They are actually built that way. They are built different. Last song of the week, because I'm feeling fancy, is Hot and Sexy by Zara Larsson. Very good song. Zara Larsson, that little bitch, she is good. She is a good singer. She is a good performer. And I am approaching stand-up. I have to say, like, I think that she is good and she's cute and nice. And she's been around for a minute. And I did not give her her flowers, but I will give you her flowers. Not tens across the board yet. Maybe we'll do like nines across the board. It's like Dancing with the Stars. You can't give someone a 10 too early. So you give them a 9 and then the following week they get a 10. Okay, nines across the board for Zara Larson. This has been amazing. I've missed you so much. I'm sorry I'm late, but I'm here now and we're happy about it. This has been Gay Rave. I am the Gabby L, and the L is for love you. Bye.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.